As promised, it's time for the buzz.
It's time for the buzz with the Queen Bee on the Devin Dixon Show.
You know it, Queen Bee in the studio. What's up, girl?
How's it going, Devin?
Oh, my rowdy show today. I've been all over the map from high school to college to national stuff with the trade deadline, with the high school state playoffs, with Dixie State, busy with baseball and basketball. You know, but I know you've been busy gearing up for the buzz, and there's a lot of things to talk about today.
There are so many things. First off, though, I'd like to give a shout out to my cousin Alex. He's just been signed with the Lake Erie Crushers back in Ohio.
Woo-hoo.
He used to play with the Cleveland Indians, and now, you know, he's doing his thing.
That was weak.
Good for you, Alex.
Shout out. I'd like to shout out to everybody in St. George, my mom, my dad. I'm just kidding. Shout out to them. We should do it. We should do a shout out one of these days.
Why not?
Shout out segment here.
There you go.
Where are we starting with the buzz today?
All right, we're starting off with Michael Jordan.
Uh-oh.
As you know, he turned 50 this week.
I know they had a whole week-long thing.
Man.
I guess if anybody deserves a week-long celebration, it's Jordan.
He
but
is the
Barkley
king.
turned 50 and he didn't even get an
did he?
hour.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
See, there you go.
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry, Barkley.
He didn't even get an hour.
Well, so as you know, he turned 50, and the funny thing is they had a whole thing this week about how Michael Jordan's ego is so big. So here's a couple examples about how Michael Jordan's ego is so big, though I think he kind of deserves it in some ways.
Here we go.
Do you know that when he used to shoot commercials, he used to have a private chef that would make his favorite food? Do you know what the favorite food was?
Eggs and ham?
No, cinnamon rolls.
Really? It was a breakfast. That was close.
Right. So he'd make it any time of the day, whatever. And so he used to spot his bodyguards checking out his cinnamon rolls, and he didn't like that. So he would go over and spit on every single cinnamon roll.
He's marking his territory.
He
like
was
a dog.
marketed, yeah. So nobody else could have one. So there's one for you. Second one is, do you know that he announced his engagement to his much younger girl on the 5-year anniversary of his divorce?
Oh, that's tasteful.
Pretty cold.
No, here's what he's thinking. He's thinking, I'll remember the day.
That's making it easy for him, I guess.
Yeah,
If
same
as a
anniversary.
man, you would look at it that way.
Well, that's the first thing that popped into my head. I'm just saying.
Nothing wrong with it.
If she didn't have a problem with it, I guess he shouldn't have a problem with it.
Then there you
because
go.
she could have said, no, I want this day, or said, no,
true.
I'm not marrying you. Well, but it is Michael
Well,
Jordan.
It is Michael Jordan. Who's going to say no to Michael Jordan? So there you go.
Good point.
All right, moving on. A video was released this week of 2 Savannah State students that had recorded themselves sneaking into the Super Bowl right before the halftime show. Now, they snuck into the Super Bowl. Where is security? You know, they talked about they beefed up security. First the lights go out, then these kids managed to sneak in.
First of all, that's awesome.
The video was awesome. If you haven't checked it out, it's on YouTube. It is sweet. Just look up Savannah State students halftime show. The thing is sweet. They just walk on by. Someone asks them for ID. They keep walking. They don't stop them. Well, I don't know what was going on, but something was going on down there.
That's something.
Good for you,
that's
boys.
That's something you tell your grandkids. I snuck into the Super Bowl. There's not a lot of people who can say I snuck into the Super Bowl.
And
Maybe
they
the
have
Ice
proof.
Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah, the Ice Bowl.
I don't recommend it. I don't condone it. I don't want my kids to do it. But at the same time, they got away with it.
They're kind of awesome for doing it. So good for you, boys.
All right.
Okay, on to the next story. Story after my own heart as a fellow Trojan. Jerry Buss, the Lakers owner, died at 80.
Yes.
He was known for changing the entire face of basketball and what it became today, a spectacle. And he's also a former Trojan.
And he started the Laker Girls.
And he started the Laker Girls,
He's
which
from
everybody
Wyoming,
loves.
which is cool.
Yeah, do you know he grew up in poverty in Wyoming?
Mm-hmm.
Poverty line, totally changed his fate, really worked his way up and got his doctorate in physical chemistry, actually. Really random,
Made his money in real estate, though, right?
Made his money in real estate. He pulled together with, I think it was 5 other guys or 4 other guys. They each put away like $80 a month or something and bought a building for like $1,600 down or something ridiculous and turned it into this multi-billion-dollar empire. So good for you, Jerry Buss. We're going to be... We were sorry to see you go.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. They had the silhouette in his chair up there in the suite at the Lakers game the other night. And, of course, the Lakers won last night in that game against the Boston Celtics. It'll be interesting to see if the Lakers can sustain that. It was kind of an emotional night for Dr. Jerry Buss. So will the Lakers be able to make the playoffs? SI reporting today, Kobe guaranteeing they will make the postseason. We'll wait and see.
Yeah. So let's see. On to... Okay, let's go. President's Day. ESPN, they had, all their announcers dressed up as different presidents. Lincoln, Washington,
Right.
Including Joe Lunardi as Benjamin Franklin. Wait a minute. Benjamin Franklin. It looks like somebody needs a history lesson. Kind of like you need a geography lesson. So maybe you guys go back to school together, enjoy yourselves. So, I think he missed the boat on that one, but Joe Lenardi.
Light bulb's coming on.
Light bulb's coming.
Oh, no, wait, that was Edison.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for just making it so much better, Devin.
I got your back. I got your back.
Fine, man. Whatever works. Let's see. Oscar Pistorius.
Oh, no. This story's not going away, by the way.
It's not going away, but this is kind of weird. He won a male track and field athlete of the year award in South Africa while in police custody. It was predetermined the week before the shooting because clearly he was having a great year, until he shot and killed his girlfriend.
Right.
So they still gave him the award.
Really?
What? South Africa? What are you thinking? I mean, I get
Within
it.
hours of the breaking, they were taking down his billboards.
I know.
Why couldn't they just slip another ballot over there and give it to second place guy?
Yeah, you would think, but no. Apparently South Africa had something up its sleeves. Sorry.
So many layers with the story, my goodness.
And it just keeps getting crazier by the day, but we're not going to get into that.
The prosecutor, by the way, today, the latest, removed from the case because jumping to judgment that was testosterone found in his house, and they said it was too early. He's now been removed.
It wasn't only that, the lead investigator's also been removed because he has an attempted murder trial pending against him. So, yeah, that whole case is kind of fallen apart, so we'll see what happens with that. I'm sure it'll be all over the media for months to come. All right, on to New York Giants, O.C. Umen Oria. I don't actually say his last name, but he's marrying former Miss Universe Leila Lopez. Now, it definitely plays to be a pro NFL player.
O.C. Humaniora is a stud. He's a specimen.
He is a stud. He's a good-looking man.
Yeah. But Miss Universe, really?
Former Miss Universe.
See, I don't know what's cooler, marrying Miss Universe or sneaking into the Super Bowl.
I'm going to go with marrying Miss Universe.
Of course you would. Of course.
But you know what? At the same time, then, that's a more lasting thing. Sneaking in the Super Bowl, that's a story to tell your kids. So, I don't know. All right. It's up. All right, an Oklahoma State fan was charged with beating up his 9-year-old son because the kid rooted for Oklahoma. Dad of the Year award.
That's not right. That's like you see these little league baseball dads punching out the umpire after they struck out their kid. It's not right. Oh my goodness.
It's brutal.
Drives you crazy.
I know, and it's just getting worse with these stories nowadays. You know what? I didn't even write down his name because guess what? I don't want to put his name out there. Yeah, I don't care. So move on.
I feel bad for the kid, though.
I feel awful for the kid. Apparently, he's beat him up over other sports before, too. The story came out, and I went, that's fantastic.
How does he still have custody? Another story for another day.
Let's go into that later. Let's see, a couple more stories for you. We've got Michael Phelps is dating yet another model waitress, 22-year-old SoCal native Sarah Herndon. Dude, I just don't understand the whole Michael Phelps thing. He dated a girl I knew in college when I was at SC.
Do women find Michael Phelps attractive?
I thought when I met him, he was one of the most unattractive men I'd ever met. And that was before the Olympics. It doesn't make a difference. His face is still his face. Doesn't change. He's still not that nice of a guy.
He's got gold medals.
That's great. He has gold medals. It doesn't change your face or your heart or personality. Thank you. Saying it as a woman.
Is this a trend, too? Is he continue to date waitresses? I mean, is this like the third?
Waitress models. You have to focus on the model part. He's not just going to date any old waitress. Of course not. He's Michael Phelps. But anyway, moving on from that. Freak injury in Major League Baseball. This is actually a really interesting story. Carl Pavano, he's a pitcher for the Minnesota Twins.
Pavano,
thank you.
Yep.
He slipped on the ice shoveling his driveway and fell on the shovel handle, actually. He kind of brushed it off.
This is like when Darren Williams fell in the bathtub and was out a couple of months. Yeah. Okay, keep going.
So, 3 days later, he's kind of starting to feel worse, and in the car on the way to practice, whatever, he starts feeling off, so they take him to the hospital. Turns out his lung had collapsed. In the ER, when they went to remove his spleen, because they realized they'd ruptured it, they first had to remove 6.5 liters of blood from his chest cavity.
What?
The dude was on his deathbed. He was about to go into cardiac arrest. Totally just one of those random things. And his spleen had swollen from the size of a fist to the size of an iPad. He lost 35 pounds in 3 weeks. Whoa. But he's recovering. He's doing better. He's going to be okay. Oh, man.
He just fell just shoveling snow.
He slipped on the ice, just happened to fall right on the handle.
Folks, go home, hug your wife and kids. Make sure you tell everybody that you love them because you just never know. They were shoveling snow in Cedar today. I hope nothing happened tragic.
Yeah, let's cross our fingers for that. But, so that's the story for that. All right. And this next story kind of has a little bit to do with the game we're going to play today.
Oh, can't wait. Last week, Baby Mama game was off the charts.
That was fantastic. But first, I'll give the story, and then we'll announce what game we're playing this week.
Okay, good.
Okay, Buccaneers defensive end Daquan Bowers. He was arrested at LaGuardia Airport in New York.
Packing heat in the luggage.
Smart guy. The gun wasn't loaded, but there was a magazine full of bullets in the luggage as well. Now, he's licensed to carry in South Carolina, but not in New York. He had told him at the check-in counter that he had the gun while in New York trying to go back and was arrested immediately. Now, the charges that he's facing, as a point of reference...
This is like similar to Plaxico Burress.
That's what I was about to say. Plaxico Burress, if you remember, for those of you who don't remember, though how could you not remember this story? He shot himself in the leg, or the foot, or something ridiculous in a New York City club. Now, the gun had been registered in New Jersey, but not as New York, so he faced weapons charges. So Daquan is actually facing the same type of charges, 2 counts of criminal possession of a weapon of the second degree, and faces up to 3.5 years in prison. Guys, stop carrying guns to other states where you're not licensed. Do you really need a gun everywhere you go? Listen, I work at a gun shop part-time. I go shooting occasionally. I'm not anti-gun, but just be smart.
You're not flying with it, though.
I'm not flying with it. Like, just be smart about the things you do, because other than that, you're going to end up in these kind of situations.
Does he get our Bonehead of the Week award? He
gets our Bonehead of the Week award.
All right. What game are we playing? You perked my interest. I didn't even hear that story. What game are we playing?
I know, now you've been thinking about it. All right, so this week's game is athletes that have been convicted of crimes, and there are some weird ones in here.
Uh-oh. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so we need listeners. I got some prizes. 673-9398. If you want to play, what's the game called again?
Athletes that have been convicted of crimes. I couldn't think of anything more catchy.
Are we giving multiple choice?
No. Well, the thing is some of them, there's going to be multiple things. They can guess one if they get it, and, we'll count that, and it's fine. I'm going to give what team they were on, how long they got. That should help.
Okay.
And, their name. And so.
All right, try one out on me here before we go live.
All right, let's do this. Cecil Collins.
Okay.
Miami Dolphins.
Okay.
15 years.
Vehicular manslaughter.
Burglary.
All right, let's go to the phone lines. Who's this?
Daryl.
Daryl. All right, you ready to play?
Yeah.
All right, Daryl. We've got another NFL one coming at you. Daryl Henley played for the Los Angeles Rams, so clearly this happened a while ago. 41 years. You only have to guess one of them, and then I could give you the rest.
Multiple charges.
Yeah, multiple charges on this.
Manslaughter.
Close. Attempted conspiracy to commit murder was one, and drug trafficking was the other. On that path, but not quite.
All right. Next caller. You ready to play crimes they're convicted of?
Sure.
All right, here we go.
Dave Meggett retired. He played for the Giants, the Patriots, and the Jets. 30 years.
Tax evasion.
No. Criminal sexual conduct and burglary.
Little Meggett.
It's a little harder.
Yeah. 0 for 2. 0 for 2. We're 0 for 3 counting me.
0 for 3. Man, I make these things hard, huh?
We're playing crimes they were convicted of, professional athletes. Queen Bee in for the buzz. Let's go back to the phone lines. Take one or two more calls. 673-9398. Who's this?
This is Doug.
Dougie Fresh. How you doing?
Good.
All right, listen up.
All right, Doug, we're on MLB now. Mel Hall, he's retired. He played for the Cubs, the Indians, the Yankees, and the Giants. 45 years.
Oh, let's just go with attempted murder.
Nah, man. 3 counts aggravated sexual assault of a child and 2 counts of indecency with a child.
Oh, my
Not
goodness.
a good man.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
No, not a good man at
Not
all.
a good man.
All right, well, let's take one more. Hey, we got to get a winner here. Who's this?
Him.
All right, here we go.
Are
First
we
question.
doing only one more? Because we have a couple of really good ones coming up.
Oh, we do? Okay,
Yeah.
we'll keep those calls coming in. We'll take
All
a
right,
couple more.
We'll take a couple more. Okay, Barry Bonds. Everyone knows Barry Bonds. He's retired. He played with the Pirates and the Giants. He got 2 years probation. What was it for? You don't have to think that far back.
Lied to a grand jury.
Obstruction of justice.
That's good. That's a winner.
Yeah!
Ding. Close enough. Who's this?
It's Jim.
Tim? All right, Tim. I got it.
Jim.
Jim. Jim, come to the station tomorrow. I got a pair of tickets to go see Dixie State baseball this weekend and a pair of tickets to go see BYU Hawaii at the Burns Arena Saturday night, okay? All right. Jim, break it through.
Nice work. Actually, Devin, I want to see if you can get these two because they are so weird. They cannot go without being
Let's
spoken of.
save one for me.
Got it.
We got one more. This is our final call. Let's give away another pair of tickets. Here we go. Who's this? Robbie, here we go, bub.
All right, man. This is boxing. Louis Pesto, 3 years.
What was that again?
His name is Louis Pesto, and he got 3 years, and he was in boxing.
False.
False is incorrect.
That's not what we were looking for.
No, you gotta tell us what he was convicted of. 3 years for what?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. okay. What he was convicted of. I'll tell you, there was like a true and false thing, okay?
We can't make it that easy.
I mean, pretty much it's not that easy. Sexual assault?
He did have an assault, so it's partial right, but he was mostly known for criminal possession of a weapon, his hands.
Oh, yeah.
They arrested him for using his hands.
He's a boxer.
He's a boxer.
How many times do we hear about a boxer who gets in a bar fight, gets charged with assault? But I've never heard that before.
Yeah, his hands.
That
And
kid-
they actually convicted
But it
him
doesn't
for
shock
using his
me.
hands. It's
They are
interesting.
weapons.
It's weapons.
Yeah.
So there you go.
All right, you saved one for me?
I did. This one's my absolute favorite.
All right.
NASCAR, Junior Johnson, 2 years.
I know this.
It's a good one.
In those days in the South, bootlegging.
Moonshining.
I was right.
Moonshining. Nice
Say
work.
boot. Well, that's close.
That's close. Moonshine. Because remember, they had to do bootleg with the moonshine.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. So there you go. Nice work.
Junior Johnson.
I loved that story, and I found out I was like, moonshining.
Moonshine.
Fantastic.
Dig. Oh, man. Rach, the Queen Bee, dropping by the show today. Good work.
Well, thanks.
Good work.
Always good to see you.
This has been The Buzz.